lawnmower. My family also doesn't even realize this. I don't know how they don't hear him yelling or all this stuff that's going on, but they just don't care. And I guess I broke his lawnmower. But anyway, now we're going to the store and we have to pick a couple things up from there after that near-death experience. I do wonder if that's like an everyday thing where the chef is just trying to kill me because he really seems like on me. But I'm gonna go up here. Unfortunately, the fridges freeze shut, so we have to make our way through this fridge section just like this. And oh, come on. Instead of just using the freezers regularly, I have to make my body go through here in the most awkward way possible. Go through the air conditioning vents. You know, we're just not going to worry about what's happening right now, but I got the frozen pizza. That's all that matters. Next thing we're going to have to collect is this cereal. And the thing about the cereal is this one woman also wants it. And this is my cereal. So I have to go up here so she can't get it before I can because there's a little cutscene she does. And there we go. We got the cereal now and she's going to complain about it. Okay, and next thing I want to get up here if I can. Use my weird limbs to try to do that and get that juice that's up there. I don't even know what's happening, please. And I fell back down. That's so sad. So I'm gonna have to move up here. If I can please make my way, please. Limbs, you gotta work with me right now. Limbs, please. You're making me lose time right now. Oh gosh, come on. Okay, we're up here and now we just have to lift our other leg and hopefully get that. Come on, please, this game. Right now I'm losing so much time at literally the dumbest spot ever. Just trying to get this. Can I please stop falling down on these boxes? Okay, finally. That took way too long to try to get that juice and wasted me a tiny bit of time, but it doesn't matter because we got it in the end. Now we have to go get an apple. And for some reason, we came to this store to get a singular apple. It's not like we're getting a couple. All I want is this one yellow apple for some reason. If I can please grab Octodad, please. You're grabbing the wrong apples. There you go. You got it. I don't know who comes to a grocery store and gets only one apple, kind of, especially when I have an entire family to feed, but I guess that's what I'm doing. And the last thing that I'm gonna need to get is some chocolate milk. Excuse me, sir, you're in my way. Oh yeah, one thing you also might notice is no one is noticing me right now. Normally in Octodad, people will notice you and be like, oh, what is he doing? He doesn't look like a human. But we're actually playing on easy mode, which makes it pretty much impossible for anyone to notice you. And it's nice for me, especially in the later game. But we do have the chef who does notice us. And now, again, he's trying to murder us, so we have to run away. I don't know why this guy is so bent on trying to literally murder us. I have an entire family, and you're just trying to get, like, chill out, dude. But we lock him in there. We can get away. Our wife's like, oh, where were you at? Wife, you don't have to worry about it. I'm not talking to you. Look, we're a person that just doesn't talk about our relationship with our wife, and she gets a little upset at that, but I mean, I'm just an octopus trying to live my life. What do you expect from me? So we have to scan all of these items. All we have is this frozen pizza left, and there we go. And we can leave the grocery store. A little bit longer than I would have liked to take, but whatever. And our wife, this terrible person, decides to take us to an aquarium, even though I have told her multiple times I don't want to go to the aquarium. But she just doesn't listen to us and makes us go here anyway, which honestly is kind of a terrible thing to do. Limbs, come on, let me put my ticket there. I cut in line because I don't really care about anybody else. I'm trying to get my own ticket. I don't, you know, you guys can wait a second. Yeah, our wife is just taking us to this aquarium, even though it very obviously makes us uncomfortable. Yeah, it's kind of terrible. Also, those are marine biologists that usually will notice you if you're not good about it. But the thing is, because I am playing on easy mode, they just don't notice me doing anything. And that allows us to skip a lot of the game and just not have to worry about these people. It's kind of hilarious when you play on easy because you have all these people that like make fish comments and are like, why does something smell fishy? But they just don't notice this octopus guy running around. Yeah, I don't really think you can question this game. You just kind of have to accept what's happening. And now we have to do some learning. Basically, in the aquarium, there are 3 different mini games we have to do, one for each of our kids and then one for our wife. So we start out with this guy's mini game where we have to press all of these things, and it gives us these. So like right now I have to press the red ones. Before that I had to press the green ones, and we have to rotate this cube to try to get them all. And where is this? Okay, there are some yellow ones. We need one more of those, and then we can get the purple ones and try to be fast about it. I only need 2 more purple ones, but this thing is so weird to control. Please give me the last 2. I need 1 more. That's it. Okay, and there we go. 27 seconds. Not the greatest time, but that's gonna be okay. And our son's kind of a terrible person. You might have just seen him push that one girl in the slide without even caring about her. That is something that our son just did. did. And he's also going to do it another time in case he missed it that time. But I don't really have time to worry about that because there are more mini games I have to do, like this thing where we have to uncover this. And yeah, it's just a bunch of learning stuff. Unfortunately, we have to get our son to learn instead of just being lazy, which seems like a much easier thing to do for me. But I have to press the top of this, which normally you have to do other stuff. And our son just completely pushed us there. That was really rude of him. And now we have to get all these kelps into their respective places. We have to get 2 of each kind into each of these cylinders. So we got that one there. And yeah, this part is kind of awkward. I'm not gonna lie, especially with these please. Just get them in. Son, you have to help me more. You're doing terrible throwing jobs. Okay, I'm just gonna do this the other way. He's taking too long. He is terrible at his job. So I guess I have to make my job just making this stuff go in awkwardly. So we're gonna do that. Take this other blue one and try to put it in there. And that is going to be that mini game done as well. And then finally in this area, we have to power the sun for some reason. So we're running on this hamster wheel. Yeah, this is a image that will probably get lost in your head forever. You're probably never forgetting that. But here goes our son. He's about to push another person down the slide. Dude, what is wrong with you? But I'm not going to worry about that because I guess he's allowed to be a terrible person and we're just his dad. We won't reprimand him or anything. But while he plays a game, I'm just not going to play with him. So he's going to play this entire game where you can try to block these sea urchins with the otter. And you know, it's a pretty fun game, but I'd rather just sit here instead and watch him. I'm not going to play with my son after all the things he's done to me. He can do this by himself. So he's just going to keep playing soccer. Eventually it's going to end. And now we can move on to the last part of this little area. So for this last little part, we're going to move up here. And what we have to do is kind of climb up this entire thing, which you have to be a little bit careful about because it is very easy to fall down. Come on, please. There we go. And then we can make our way up here, which again, this part is really awkward with your limbs. You can just see everything that's going on. I can't even, half the time I can't even tell what's going on. I'll be honest. We can make our way down here, finish out. Oh, look, another octopus. I'm just not going to worry about that. And now we can make our way up into this hole, which is kind of awkwardly that we have to get into. Please, leg. There we go. That should get us up there if my legs will cooperate. And we can end off the level with that. And finally, we're done with this kid's section. I spent so much time with him and finally we finished. Thank you. You know, that is the most annoying one out of them all. And actually, now that I think about it, the other ones are very annoying too. This entire section is. Why did my wife have to take me to the aquarium? Why couldn't she just let me live my life? Why does she not care about my feelings? But I guess I also don't care about her feelings because I mean, I am an octopus pretending to be a human and just never told her. That's kind of a terrible thing when you think about it, but we're just not gonna think about it. Instead, keep playing Octodad. So in this area, we're doing it with our little daughter. And the first thing we have to do is all the lights went out and we have to play some Dance Dance Revolution game. So we have to press on all of these different buttons as they show up. So like right there, we'll press on there. And you gotta keep doing this until you fill the gauge all the way up until you can continue on with the level. So I'm just trying to get all of these. And yeah, it's not really a time thing. You can take as much time as you need, but this is a speed run. So we're trying to hit these as fast as possible. These do fall away, but yeah, like I said, you can take forever and yeah, it just will keep going. But I don't want to do that. This is a speed run, you know? I'm trying to go fast even if I have to deal with all my Octodad limbs. We only need one more at this point. There we go. We can finish out there. Our daughter's like, oh, Dad, please help me. I'm so scared, but I also don't really care. I'm just gonna leave her. She's gonna keep complaining. And again, I just don't care. Like, daughter, you can complain. I'm going to the end. I'll meet you there. And we're just gonna hang out by this guy who can see us. But again, it's easy mode. He just doesn't care about blatantly knowing we're an octopus for some reason. And while it says lead Stacy through the jellies, eventually she's just gonna catch back up to us. So there we go. She comes and she's like, oh, you're scared of that guy. Give me the light and I'll distract him. So we're like, okay. And we have to give her the light. Here, please take it. So she takes it. And either way, we just go right in front of him because again, it's easy mode and we don't care about that. If it was a harder difficulty, then we actually would have to care about not getting seen by them. And now we have to light up all of these lights. We go in the maintenance room and I don't understand why this is my job, to be honest. Like, why am I the person who has to do this? I feel like the aquarium should have this fixed already, but for some reason it's me, Octodad, that has to do it. And this part is really awkward too because there are all these different things and you can get caught up really easily in that and all of your limbs can just get all over the place. But we actually did that really fast, so I'm surprised by that. And now we just have to light up the monster. So we'll start with that eye, go over here, get that over there for 3, and then finally we can get the first eye if I can actually do that. And there we go. We got that guy lit up and we can go to the end. And yeah, while we thought it was a scary monster, it's actually the cuddly snugglefish. Hooray. Haha, what a great joke. Hey daughter, hurry up. And now for some reason, these escalators are going the wrong way, which really makes no sense, but whatever. I guess we have to go to the top of them, which we have to climb awkwardly with our limbs so we can press the button and make sure they go the right ways. Yeah, this doesn't really make sense, but I guess I can't really be asked asking for a game that makes sense when I'm playing Octodad. Like, what am I really asking for? But there we go. We're gonna press the buttons, allow Stacy to go through them, and we can leave. And then finally, the last thing we have to deal with in this little area is our wife. So she's gonna be over here in the arcade for some reason, and what she really wants to do is talk about our marriage problems, but instead I'm just gonna play a lot of fun games. So we have to get 7 different prizes for her to continue on. I'm gonna steal this guy's basketball. He was just having a good time playing, but instead I'm just gonna cheat and win this way. Look, why would you play the game the way you're supposed to when you can just be an octopus? This is so much better. If we put that in 6 times, we can leave this area, get another prize right there. Do this one as well, where we pump up this fish thing, and yeah, I don't even know why this is a mini game to win a prize at. I feel like pretty much anybody can do this thing, but whatever. That's going to be another prize, and we can start collecting them. Like I said, we need a total of 7 different prizes to give to Scarlet. We can start out with this one, and she's gonna be like, oh, we can finally talk. The kids aren't here, but no, I'm not talking to you. I'm just gonna play some fun mini games. Like, she's really talking about some important things for our marriage, you know, some things where I don't really talk to her. I'm the worst husband ever. She thinks I might be an octopus, but I'm just not gonna talk with her and instead ignore the problems and give her prizes. Because, you know, why would you need to have a good marriage when you can have stuffed animals? So that is going to be our 4th prize. We can try to make our way out of here, which is a very awkward thing to do. Please let my legs get over there. Okay. They really like getting stuck on things. It's so awkward for me. And then we can do this one as well, where we have to hit all these different fish. And this one's kind of awkward to do with your different limbs, but we only need to hit 4 of them. And I just have to not be terrible, please. One more. That is going to be 4, and we can move on to our next thing instead of focusing on that, where I'm going to pull this thing all the way up to 4. So that should be able to give us 2 more prizes right there. And we can go into this claw machine, and instead of doing the actual claw machine, again, we're just going to cheat because, like, why would I do this? I'm an octopus. I don't know why they made this arcade so easy to cheat in. I feel like that's the problem with the people who made the arcade, not me. Look, don't hate the player, hate the game. I'm just trying to get prizes for my wife that she does not want at all and is throwing on the ground right now. But hey, this is probably the best way to save my marriage, isn't it? Yeah, it seems like it. But oh no, now the tank right here has sprung a leak. And for some reason, instead of getting like a maintenance person to fix it, I have to fix it. So I have to go over here, put my hand there to make sure that it gets sprung. But oh no, now there's a bigger leak. So my wife, all the prizes I just won, she throws and says, use these instead. Is this how little you appreciate me? I have to use all these prizes that I just won for her and use this to plug up this tank, which I'm kind of offended about. Even if I was using them to ignore talking about our marriage, I worked really hard to get all these prizes. The least you could do is appreciate them, okay? But there we go. We fixed the leak and now we can leave. And that is going to be pretty much the aquarium section of this run. All we have to do is awkwardly make our way out there with that really weird look on our face. And there we go. Now our wife's like, oh, if you actually want to talk, meet me up here. So I guess that's what we're gonna do now. I mean, to be honest, I don't really want to talk. Instead, I'd rather just win more prizes, have fun at the arcade. But I guess you gotta do what you gotta do in a marriage. So we can make our way up this really long staircase that is right here. And yeah, this is how you climb stairs. But there we go. We made it to the end. We can finally go talk to our wife. But there's a gigantic plot twist in that this isn't our wife. It's actually a mannequin of our wife or something. But we don't get to see that because we skipped the cutscene. And then we go back in time. So now we get to learn the backstory of Octodad, which is basically I got up on the ship and then I just decided to be an Octodad. Like, I got on the ship, I could just move like this, and now we're just trying to become the captain of the ship. And the thing is, for this, I skip like most of the game. There's some things you can do, but I choose to just skip it because that seems much easier. Also, I just messed up right there. That's kind of sad. I'm gonna waste a tiny bit of time. But let me just move my leg up there, try to climb these stairs. I don't know how these sailors do not see that anything is wrong, please. Let me get up there. It is so hard to control myself. Okay. Finally, we're able to get up there. I'm gonna go right here just so we can get a checkpoint in case I die right here, because here's where we do pretty much the biggest skip of the run. Now, the speed run I'm doing is any percent glitchless, but this skip does not count as a glitch. This is more of just, yeah, basically a skip. If I can get it, and oh, barely got it. We got the skip, and that skips like most of the ship part. So now that I'm in this area, everybody thinks that I'm the captain. Normally, you would have put on the captain's clothes, so they would have been like, oh, captain, but, you know, instead I'm just an octopus. But because I'm in an area where the game thinks I'm the captain right now, it kind of just accepts it. But hey, look, there's our wife. She's kind of cast away on this boat, just like I am, so I'm gonna go and save her. We can break that thing using this, go all the way out there to see our wife, and can I please stop holding on to that? Again, all these people, for some reason, think that I am the captain. I don't know how this is happening. Also, please move box things. Oh, this is so awkward. I'm trying to move all my limbs, but it just won't let me. Okay, and now this is I'm very stuck right now. Kind of just slowly going through there, but there we go. We made it, I guess. My game does not like what I'm doing right now, but now we can finally meet our wife for the first time. She's like, oh, it's the captain. But again, I'm just an octopus. I don't even look like the captain. I don't have any clothes on. It's kind of funny how much this just breaks the game, but I mean, it works. I'm just trying to speedrun, okay? The chef that we know from the beginning is the chef on the ship, and he's like, oh, you're an octopus. And the reason why he hates us so much is because we kind of just ruin his life. Like, we literally try to murder this man. We hit him with a boat into the ocean off of the ship where he was working. Actually, now I can kind of see why he doesn't like us. But anyway, now we're back in the present, and it's time to go and find our family. So this is pretty much the auto scroller section. You kind of just press the button to move over and over again, try to escape things. And normally this is a pretty cool section because like you're trying to escape the sharks and all that, but it's really not for us. We don't even see the sharks because this is the fastest way to do it. All you have to do is repeatedly press the button instead of kind of like winding up your charges. And yeah, you get this entire area where you get to see a bunch of things through the aquarium. It's a pretty cool area, but again, it's basically an auto scroller. We do get this area where we have to be a little specific about, where we have to go through these things. So I have to charge that up right there, charge up right there, get a concussion, but it's okay because a mild concussion never hurt anybody. And I guess multiple mild concussions never hurt anybody, but we're just gonna keep getting our unfortunate concussions. I mean, I guess we're an octopus already. What's the worst that can happen? I don't really know what I'm trying to get to right now, but now we have to get through this fan part. And this part's also really annoying, trying to get the cycle. We go back through here, and then right there, we start getting chased by the shark again, but we also don't really see him because we're going too fast. And now we're in the place with dolphins, so they're like, oh, we're dolphins. We don't like sharks. We'll help you. And there we go. We're pretty much done with this area. Yeah, to be honest, there's not too much to say about it. I'm just violently pressing my A button and hoping that this ends fast. But there we go. We made it to the end. We see our little daughter right here in this cutscene, but then the chef's like, oh, I have to talk to you about something. So he takes them. We have to go save them. So the chef cannot tell them that we are an octopus because that would kind of ruin my family. I mean, if I was Octodad's wife and he never told me that he was an octopus, I would probably be pretty upset. Just lying to me our entire marriage, like that's pretty awkward. But anyway, we can make it past this area. Okay, this is on top of me right now. Can you please get off? This is so awkward. I do not mean to have this on me. I don't know what to do right now. Please get off of me, dude. We can make it past these things though. It's just like this thing is literally so annoying. Okay, we got past that and we can get past all the scientists because again, easy mode, they just don't care. Normally they'd be catching us and being like, hey, you're an octopus, but yeah, we can just kind of go through. And now we get to this final area where there are a bunch of more scientists, and usually you'd have to do a bunch of puzzles, you'd have to break a bunch of things, be pretty specific about it, actually play the game. But instead, I rather just feel like getting to the end of it. Playing the game is for people who are playing it the first time. This is a speed run, all right? I'm just trying to make it through as fast as possible for some reason. I'm an Octodad, all right? We can make our way, put ourselves in this tray return place, get into a cutscene where the chef is like, oh, your guy's an octopus, and they're like, no, he isn't. And he's like, yeah, obviously he is an octopus. Have you not seen him? And now they basically learned that I'm an octopus, so the jig is up. Also, did I just die? Are you kidding me? I seriously just messed that part up. Well, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to ignore that happen. Anyway, my family knows I'm an octopus right now. My daughter always knew, but for some reason, my wife and my son didn't, and I really wonder how that's happened because, I mean, I would assume that my wife's seen me naked, but I guess I just don't want to talk about that. So we're just going to wait for this boy to come here. He's trying to attack us, but our son comes to our rescue. He's like, I'll save you, Dad. And then we get to this point where basically we have to stop the fire because, yeah, the chef literally made the entire room go on fire. Also, this is really awkward. Okay, now we have to use these awkward physics to hopefully make it through here. And please, we're almost there. Oh, and we did it. Okay, that was so close. Like, you're not supposed to do it that way. You're supposed to be way more careful, but we barely hit the place so we could get our daughter to go right there and hit that down. So I'm just not going to worry about it. It's time to finish out the game. What we have to do to finish this game is plug up all of these different holes with these fish things. So our wife is going to throw them to us. We go and pick them up. Please let me pick this up, dude. And then we put them on top of the fish thing. And there we go. That is going to be one. Then we can go over to the next one. Try to plug this up too. I am literally so close to the sub 30 minute. I just need this to happen. Okay, that's going to be two. Please, Octodad, just work with me, dude. I'm not going to ask you for anything other than that. I just want you to finish this out. There we go. That is going to be three. The chef does get overwhelmed and he's like, oh, something's happening, blah, blah, blah. He gets hit up up there. He gets stuck in this fish thing, but instead of killing him, which we very much should do because he's tried to kill me, we hug him, but we don't get to see that cutscene because that's the end of the run. And there we go, 29:32. So the story from there is the chef goes, oh, I guess you're a good person. I'll let you live. And yeah, this entire game really doesn't make any sense, but whatever. It's Octodad, and that's our speedrun for it. And if we look on speedrun.com, we can see that our time takes a nice and comfortable 16th place. So I'm pretty happy with it. Obviously, there's a lot of improvement that could be made, but there's only so much Octodad I can take. But this is a really fun speedrun to grind and just get better at because it feels really good as you're able to control Octodad more and more. And yeah, I'm definitely glad I tried out the speedrun. So that's our any percent glitchless run. I think the any percent category is also really cool, so I'm gonna link that in the description as well if you want to check that out, because honestly, really cool run. It skips a lot of stuff and it's just pretty fun to watch. But with all that out of the way, I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it. It really helps me with the YouTube algorithm and I'd really appreciate it. Also, I do plenty of speedruns on this channel, both old nostalgic game speedruns and newer speedruns as well, so if you're interested in that content, maybe check it out and subscribe. But enough chilling. Thank you all for watching.
Any feet tweet bets today? Let me warm up first, and then let me get cocky, and then we can talk about it. No feet bet yet. I just
Reddit review, Pog? Anybody want to do a Reddit review? Oh, let's go jumbo mode.
Chew through with Trident Vibes.
Hello guys, welcome back to some more Hypixel Syyblock. Today will go down as one of the most controversial days ever in the history books, boys. It's over. In 2 years from now, I go by lots of names. We'll be making a documentary on this very day. I am officially cheating live on stream now. It doesn't matter, dude. You want to see? You want to see what I'm doing? You remember 2018?
We can make hype though, if you want.
Oh my gosh.
A huge drama. Cheating live on stream now. It doesn't matter, dude. You want to see? You want to see what I'm doing? You remember 2018?
We can make hype though, if you want.
You want to see? You want to see what I'm doing? You remember 2018?
We can make hype though, if you want.
Oh my gosh.
A huge drama. Refraction cheats on stream, gets banned, YouTube rank stripped away. You know, we've reformed since then. But do you want to see what Hypixel will ban us for in the year 2021, chat? You want to see how bad things have gotten in this game? This. You see that in the chat? Game over, dude. If the admins catch you doing this, you're gone. Your profile wiped, all the hundreds of millions of coins, all the hours you've sunk in gone because you don't want to break a stem. They see that chat message, bam, your account's gone. I have no words for this update. Absolutely no words. So despite the admins for this stream, I'm going to do every activity possible that is currently still allowed for the next 2 weeks until it will become bannable. Thank you for the 2 Arcalong. You look like a potato that got sat on. That wouldn't explain the forehead joke, so surely that would like compress it, you know what I mean? But anyways, it's time to go do something that in 2 weeks time will get my booty banned. And see, people have discussed this countlessly on the forums, and as the big kind of guy that makes mod folders or whatever, I realized that I have like a pretty big part to play in this whole situation, since obviously a lot of the forums don't really like solvers, and solvers are a big thing that people get upset about, which I understand. I don't have to play the game. I'm here going off on a tangent, reading chat. I don't even have to see what's going on, and I can complete it, whereas somebody isn't using Forge or this mod or whatever won't be able to do that. It's fair enough. I do truly understand it, but I think they've got a bit far, mate. Let's rewind the clocks a bit to when Syyblock very first released. You know, we had this nice little beta game that we're all part of testing and trying out. SBA releases help us out with some quality of life features. They were great because Syyblock didn't have many quality of life features back then, and truthfully it doesn't have that many now. That's why these mods still exist and are still so popular. So instead of, you know, Hypixel going out and fixing all of the problems, maybe implementing a way that you can place stems that don't break, or, you know, Just little things like that would make things a lot nicer for everybody. They just go ahead and blacklist all of the mods that do that whilst being too lazy to fix all of the features themselves. It strikes me the wrong way, to be honest, chat. I love this game, and I do sympathize with the admins, but my gosh, things have taken a turn for the worst. Solvers are the big thing, and a lot of people are talking about solvers right now because in the forum posts, solvers aren't actually addressed. They kind of say that you shouldn't be able to automatically solve things with like macros, or it shouldn't block clicks and stuff, but it can still point you in the right direction. So say, for example, I make a mistake here and I click that. See, I'm clicking and it doesn't fail. That would be bannable. And to be fair, I understand that at that point, you're basically just completely mind-numbingly doing this and spamming your mouse everywhere. At least the other way, you know, you'd kind of at least have to pay some attention, even if it does kind of nudge you in the right direction, which I do prefer. But yeah, either way, I'm taking advantage of it while I can, dude. Why am I looking over the chat and everyone's attacking me, man? Someone's like, you look like the type of guy to band-aid a bruise. Is wearing refreezies bannable? Nope. You can't cop those at refraction.shop yet, but you can cop this. And also, we released joggers. I haven't even mentioned that. Dude, I'm such a bad salesman. Oh, my days. I'm actually horrible at this thing. I got sent these as a surprise, and they actually put it in the store now, which is sick. So, joggers, man, in the lockdown vibe, get them in gray or black. They're actually dope. This is the problem with Hypixel and their rules. The rules feel so disconnected. The admins generally are pretty good in touch. You know, you speak to Doctor, Minicloon, you see them around, they play the game. They're good lads, you know, they're nice to talk with, have a chat with, they actually know what's going on. And you read the rules and it's like they were written by a completely different company, you know? Doctor uses SBA and SBE. He knows what those mods are. He knows what the features are. It would be very easy for him to get in contact with Complex and say, hey man, could you change these features? And then say in a forum thread, we've discussed some features with the mod developers and are removing some features that we think are a bit problematic. Sorted. That's what I think would be a lot easier rather than say this thing, send the entire community into panic and disarray. The way rules are done on Hypixel is so strange. And the worst thing about it is a lot of these things are client side. For example, if they make this bannable, I know I keep using the STEM example, that's why I'm farming. It's very easy to do it, but let's say they make this bannable, right? How are they ever going to catch anybody? I don't want to advocate cheating or anything. How are they ever going to catch anybody doing this? Unless somebody's like streaming, or you know, your friend's farming and you see it in his screen share and decide to rat him out for some reason. I haven't touched on this because I didn't want to publicize it, but now that it's actually being found out and is bannable, I want to talk about it. In dungeons, it's no secret that most of the top players were using a client called Hail 9 for weeks. Dungeon Sweats, they use this client. Auto completes every single terminal. Had some other features as well, like macroing bones for archers or whatever. People would stream with it. People would send clips with it. People would flex with it. People would do everything with that client. And you think Hail 9, right? Why is it called that? It's not to sound cool. Hail 9 is the name of the guy that made that client. Hail 9 wasn't banned for weeks. The admin 9 is the name of the guy that made that client. Hail 9 wasn't banned for weeks. The admins knew about it. They didn't ban him. They didn't ban anybody that used it until weeks later and decided to wipe them all at once. But like, people are blatantly
librarian, but nigga, I'm booked. Yeah, damn, he done got fully sick out his hand and it ain't gonna get shook. A bitch said my name and I don't even look. A nigga barely read the scripture, but I'm spiritual. Let's go. 7-figure nigga. Thank you, God, it's a miracle. Okay. Turned on the lights and you see roaches in our cereal. What the fuck? You can touch me now, we ain't the same. I still ain't feeling you, bitch. Everything for it. Yeah. Bitch, it ain't no stopping no nigga like me. Bitch, it ain't no stopping no nigga like me. Let's go. New baby on baby on baby. Baby album. Baby on nigga like me. Fuck you talking about, nigga. Bitch, it ain't no stopping no nigga like me. This the intro. Watch me get into it. Let's go. Bitches call me a cutie. I'm groovy. My daughter took care of forever off music.
Gonna go ahead and run this and let you guys take a look at it. My mouse is released now by pressing U on my keyboard because I include the ungrab mouse mod by default. Now, if you see my previous video, this is clearly much smoother looking around, much less detectable by anyone watching you. But it is in its own separate add-on. So I'm gonna let this run, and as soon as it does the first craft, it will go to the bazaar, because remember I set the stack limit to 1. So you'll see here in a second. So it sees it's got 1 slot taken up in the inner chest, pulls out all the wood, and it's gonna go back to the bazaar now. There was a zombie there. So you see, it made a sell offer at best price. Zombies getting closer. And then it just continues doing what it was doing. So one thing I'm gonna do real quick.
Yeah. Spotlight, moonlight, nigga, why you trippin' to Mariah? Show look good in the moonlight. All these pussy niggas so bad, my spotlight, moonlight, nigga, why you trippin' to Mariah? Show look good in the moonlight. All these pussy niggas so bad, my spotlight, moonlight, nigga, why you trippin' to Mariah? Show look good in the moonlight. All these pussy niggas so bad, my spotlight, moonlight, nigga, why you trippin' to Mariah? Show look good in the moonlight. All these pussy niggas so bad, my.
ようこそ皆さん。ようこそ。フィルシー。
First, they're sour.
You have the answer?
And then, they're sweet. Sour Patch Kids.
Hey everyone, my name is Jake and welcome to another video where today we're going to be looking at things that are just unexpected. Unexpected videos that you won't expect. Hopefully. If not, then they're not really unexpected. You know what I mean. Enjoy. When you send your husband into the store for one thing, what is this one thing? Dog food? I think it's dog food. He's gone into the pet store.
I bought a duck.
Huh? Has he actually bought a...
Look how cute he is.
He seems so happy.
Look how cute he is.
He actually bought a duck. Huh? Where? Can you just go into a pet store and buy a duck? Yeah, dog food. That's all they needed. Dog... Now you got a duck. I am healing from a surgery on my eye. Please excuse my appearance. Okay, Spike. All right, we'll let you... Oh, Whoever did that is cruel. But, I mean, is it cruel? Nah, it's kind of funny more than anything. Oh. Yo, that's weird. Is that ice cream? But, like, with the dog. Oh, I don't know. And then... that dog knows. He saw. He was at that restaurant with them. Nature wants some food. Nature always wants food. Huh? Yo, wait a sec. I think I saw this TikTok. And then they replied saying, oh, I don't like birds. I have a fear of birds. You have a bird in your hand. Really? What are they? Yo, is this some kind of like weird, like grown, or is it a dead animal? Oh no, it moved. Oh, I thought it was some kind of like root for a potato or something. It's an armadillo. Oh, what are they doing? Why is he upside down? He's got all the armor on his back, and he's decided just to show his belly. Maybe it's comfortable. Maybe it's cool. I don't know. Why? Aww. Is he gonna be friends with him? Yeah. Oh. There's a reason you don't have friends, kid, because you suck. Smart deer. Oh, deer with the ball in someone's random garden. Yo, is he gonna score? Whoa! That is a smart deer. He's better than a lot of players as well. He didn't jump on the floor after he scored to try and, you know, get some points. You know, sometimes you get your hair like wet at the hairdresser. This is what happens when it's just too much wet. He's still going. Yo, this guy is dripping. I'm pretty sure you've done enough water. He's like, oh, come on, dude, just, yeah, take it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm wet already. You may as well just cover me in it. There we go. Perfect. Is that enough? Is that enough? Apparently not. Okay, he's got more. All right. Let's check out what's under the window. Huh? Oh, a bat. 2 bats. Oh, that's a lot of bats. Why is there so many bats underneath you? They're probably like, bro, come on, it's the middle of the night. We're trying to sleep here. What are you doing? Where are they gonna go? I bet that smells really bad, doesn't it? Like, bats' poop is supposed to smell really.
Recently, the damage system in Hypixel Syyblock was changed, which entirely shifted the meta for the reforges on armor, weapons, and talismans. In today's video, I'm going to be going over reforge setups at a number of different stages.
It's 10 out of 10, as you can tell. Just perfect background. I don't trust you, Isaac. You're gonna freaking like location reveal. You're gonna tell them my address. You don't even know my address. You probably could search it up though. Not a lot of trust. Hello. Who's that? That's hello, Junior Ninja Boy. How are you today? I
Yogo Canadian Harvest has 40% more yogurt than a regular container for just the little extra you need.
I was popping boys head here, guys. We're with OHAC today on KPP. Basically,
How does it feel?
Wait, what happened? I was just on the co-op. Hello? It's not showing up.
Did you log off?
I
It's not
salvaged
there.
2 coins from your purse.
2 whole coins.
This is a joke, right? I'm getting added back, right?
No, absolutely not.
No.
Sorry. We, yeah, sorry about that. We kind of just had to go a different direction.
Yeah. Our
You're
values
spending
weren't
too
really
much.
lining up.
Don't play wait and see with an opponent whose energy you can't read.
Are you sure? I'll admit he does have a good point. Just forget about my opponent.
Begin now!
I got you.
Up again.
I'm done. That is what they call a Super Saiyan.
It's so pretty.
I wish to clarify. By all means, please. Although, I should point out that the 1st and 12th universes.
So what you're saying is, essentially the true purpose of this tournament is to take a lower level universe.
I can't wait for the actual tournament of power to begin.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for it too.
All of us, along with our universe, will cease to exist. That's all. We should move on to the 3rd match now.
All you floating around up there, listen up good. Grand Minister's just told me our 9th universe is home to the lowest ranked mortals in the entire cosmos. He wouldn't be facing universal destruction if he hadn't requested this tournament in the first place. Well said, my boy! Thank you, brother!
Right, my lord. The anti-Goku sentiment will clearly be on the rise now.
A mortal should have left well enough alone.
Hey, Bergamo, let's talk.
Yes, sir.
We have an answer to your request.
Thank you, Grand Sense.
Be advised, Goku. If we get the censure intentionally throwing the match to get this rule revoked.
What's wrong with him? Does he even know what's happening?
It seems that no matter how dire the situation, Goku finds a...
What is your opinion of this Goku?
Why do you even bother asking that, Kai? I can't imagine it's anything...
You seem to be somewhat acquainted with this mortal from the 7th. Can you shed some light on this peculiar approach?
Don't go looking to me for answers. Goku's just a weird guy who does weird things. I don't get him either.
Can just relax and enjoy the show.
Like us, their mortal levels are too high to be at risk.
Then...
It's too bad I have to destroy you. Hit me!
He wants to get hit? That's a bad plan.
Whoa! No way! Bergamo the Crusher can absorb and convert any attack into raw energy to grow in size.
You gave me a mighty blow. Now I'll give it right back.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 10 of Dig Straight Down with me, your host, Rebel JC. With 9 episodes behind us, I thought I would take this opportunity to say a few things about the show.
Watching Minecraft develop is like watching a TV show. Each Mojang continues to transform the world beneath the surface of Minecraft. But are they adding too much or not enough? Let's find out in this episode of Dig Straight Down. What is going on, crafters? Welcome to another episode of Dig Straight Down with me, your host, Rebel JC, recorded on Sunday, March 28th, 2021. Welcome back to the show. Sorry about the hiccup last week. So, if you didn't know, if you didn't listen to the little announcement that I posted last week, basically what had happened was I recorded this episode, my mic wasn't working, it wasn't plugged in, I'm not sure what had happened there, but it sounded like trash. So I decided to give it another week, come back to this episode, try to do it again, and get it right this time. So yeah, this is a little bit off schedule. Usually I don't post every week, but so you get an episode this Monday and next Monday, just so I can catch up with where I am supposed to be on my schedule. So let's start off with a listener email. And this comes from Zachariah. Hi Rebel, Zachariah here. I think you should be able to find small cabins in the new mountains. The cabin would have a bed, a furnace, a crafting table, and a mining table. The mining table would have no use, but serve as a workbench for the prospector. The prospector trades emerald, iron, and coal ore for pickaxes. I think there should also be a goat pen behind the cabin. P.S. My name is pronounced Zachariah, not Zachariah. I think I did get that wrong last time. My apologies, Zachariah. Thank you for sending me an email and for the little correction there. Yeah, I would love to see. I would absolutely adore some small cabins in the new mountains. They would fit in so well. One of the things that at the beginning of this, at the beginning of all of the news coming out about the new update and everything, and we kind of discovered that there would be new generation happening that would improve the way mountains were generated. Like, there was a little bit of a struggle within myself, kind of, because I was thinking, like, it would be really, really cool to see new structures appearing on these mountains, but at the same time, my mind couldn't comprehend what exactly was going to happen with the mountains, how big they were going to be, so I was afraid that any structure generating on a mountain would be too big, would be too much of a, it would almost be like jutting out of the mountain in a very, very distracting sort of way that would detract from the mountain itself. But that was back when I had no idea how huge these mountains were going to be. And now that we know, now that we have seen just the magnitude of how these mountains are going to generate in these worlds, man, absolutely. I think you could have a whole castle up there and it be dwarfed still by the mountains. So small cabins would actually fit very well in the new mountain generation. They would not be obtrusive in any way. They would not be distracting from the mountain itself. It would be perfect, I honestly think. And especially since mountains are going to be a little bit dangerous. They're going to be inhospitable to the player. It would be really cool if there was some sort of structure that would give you some sort of shelter if you were caught on a mountain a bit unprepared and the sun starts setting and you don't have the materials necessary to build a shelter really quickly. It'd be really cool to come across a small cabin like that. I do think a prospector villager would be interesting. I don't know how well that would fit into the world of Minecraft, but it would be interesting. Although I would like to be able to get more from the Prospector than pickaxes. I think maybe if the Prospector traded maybe even a rare diamond trade or gold, things that are not so common in the mountains, I think that that would be pretty cool. Even if it's like a food source, because the food sources are sparse on mountains, other than, I would say, berries and rabbits. And as so far, I don't think that we can actually kill goats to eat them. I don't think that they drop any sort of meat. They probably will, but we'll see. I don't know. That remains to be seen. And I also think a goat pen would be really cool. It would have to be a very, very tall fence because those goats can jump. Let me tell you, they can jump. So, awesome idea, Zachariah. Thank you for writing in. And guys, I want to say, if you have any ideas that, even if they don't have anything to do with a challenge that I give out on the show or any question that I have, if you just have any idea of things that you would like to see added to the game, write to me and tell me what they are, and I would love to hear about it. And I'll read it out on the show, and I'll tell you my thoughts. Yeah, I would love to see some more emails from you guys talking about what you would like to see in the game. Now, before we get into the Dragon's Egg Challenge, there is something I want to say. In the next season of Dig Straight Down, so I'm going to be taking a break in June, a month-long break starting in June. And when I come back, it will be, I would say, season 4 of Dig Straight Down. And each season, I've kind of changed it up a little bit. I've kind of adjusted things to fit the way I feel the show should unfold. The last big change was actually the introduction of the Dragon's Egg Challenge. So in season 4, things are going to be a bit different with the Dragon's Egg Challenge. I'm going to incorporate more of the podcast website, which I believe there'll be a link in the show notes, and I believe it's just digstraightdown.wordpress.com. And instead of reading out each team's ideas on the program each episode, I think what I'm going to do instead in season 4 is simply post those ideas sort of like as a blog post on the website, and then simply announce the winner in the Dragon's Egg Challenge segment of the show. Just because I think right now Dragon's Egg Challenge is kind of dominating each episode, and I would like to give more time to discussions and discussion topics. I am enjoying the Dragon's Egg Challenge, and I'm so happy that so many of the listeners, especially people on the Discord, are really, really enjoying the Dragon's Egg Challenge. And I don't want to take that away ever. I want that to be a cornerstone of the show. But it will take up less time each episode if I just put the ideas on a blog post on the website rather than reading them out loud. It'll also be easier on me because some of these ideas are very long and very hard to read. But that won't happen until after June. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think, if there's any changes that you would like to see. And I would appreciate that feedback. That would be great. So, let's dig into the Dragon's Egg Challenge of this episode. The Dragon's Egg Challenge is an event where 3 teams of listeners compete in creative challenges to win the Dragon's Egg Trophy. Now, last episode, I gave the challenge to imagine a new biome for the End Dimension. So let's start with Team Ironlock. What did Team Ironlock come up with? Well, they have 2 ideas. The first idea comes from Ironlock members Thunder, Omni, and John, son of Donut. And they write, an Ender Spire biome, a place in the end containing a singular spire constructed by old weathered stone from a long time past, as well as unusual stony blocks that look remarkably similar to the color of your Ender chest back home. This old spire is surrounded by a soil uncannily darker than the pale ground you're used to seeing in the end. Occasional twig-like plants are seen scattered about this dark soil that only look alive because of the ender eyes that appear to be growing from these twigs. Within the tall tower, you're sure to encounter endermen in groups. But if you make it to the top of an ender spire, legend says you'll encounter a distant relative of the Guardians, the Oracle. Sporting one enormous ender eye in the middle of its spherical body and 8 tentacles with each its own eye, the Oracle sees all. Upon defeat, the Oracle awards its victor with one of the unique Oracle Eyes. An Oracle Eye, when left in the player's hotbar, illuminates brighter in intensity as enemy mobs get closer and closer. Combining it with a map shows the location of nearby mobs. If used to enhance a sword, for instance, the sword will behave just as the eye did in the player's hotbar. Now that gives me some very Lord of the Rings vibes right there. It's sort of like Sting glowing brighter as orcs are near. Cool idea. So another idea from Ironlock. This is from Zachariah, member of Ironlock. And they write, "The Void Jungle is the new biome for the end. The new block is Prism Ore. Prism Ore is mined with a diamond pickaxe or higher. It drops 1 prism when mined. Prisms look like diamonds but have a rainbow texture. Prism ore is about as common as iron in the overworld. You can craft prisms into armor and tools just like any other ore. If your prism, armor, or tool falls into the void, it will teleport back to you. Prisms can also be used for powering beacons. The new mob is the Soul Guardian. It spawns in destroyed end ships, which are new structures that have 1 chest and only spawn in the Void Jungle, but they have no elytra or brewing stand. The Soul Guardian is a hostile mob. The Soul Guardian has 30 hearts, and his attacks deal 7 hearts of damage. When defeated, it drops the new item called the Soul Switcher. The Soul Switcher allows you to switch between different mobs, but you need a soul and you must have killed the mob in question. Souls can be obtained by killing Soul Keepers. Soul Keepers are found sometimes in end cities. Soul Keepers have 10 hearts, but they deal 5 hearts of damage. The Void Jungle also has a new wood called Indes, which has a purple hue. Indes can be crafted into stripped wood planks, buttons, doors, trap doors, slabs, stairs, fence gates, boats, and pressure plates. So, some great ideas there. For originality, I give these ideas a 4 out of 5. And for attention to detail, also a 4 out of 5. For how well they fit into Minecraft, I'm going to give them a 5 out of 5. I think these are very Minecrafty ideas. And this gives them an overall score of 13. So 13 points to House Ironlock. Moving on to Arcalore, this comes in from Arcalore member MC Bluefire. And they write, this end biome would be made up of large islands split by crags of various sizes and shapes. Some of the crags would reach all the way to the bottom of the island with smooth, sheer walls, while others would be more like small canyons, thinning out at the bottom. What most of this biome has to offer would be in these crags, and also within small tunnels connecting them. Alien plants similar in style to coral fans would grow from the dry, cracked endstone, and strange nests would mar the smooth, orangish cragstone. These nests would be home to the scourlings, dangerous crab-like creatures that prowl the walls of the crags for food. They would be mostly pale orange with a few vague purple spots on their back, and they would be very, very territorial to the point of being hostile to anyone near their nests. Killing could rarely yield a scourling claw, but much more efficient progress will be made by breeding them and claiming their shedded claws in a similar way to turtles and their scoot. These claws will be made into a scouring glove, which could be used to catch yourself on a wall mid-fall by pressing shift as long as it's in your offhand. That's a cool idea. I like the scouring claw. That's a good, the scouring glove rather. That's a good item idea, especially, and that would come in handy, I think, especially in the Nether. And the next, the next Ironlock idea comes in from Ironlock members Kepler Corvus, Cobestar, and Sniper Panda 22. And they write, deep in the purple trees of the Endermite forest, a new biome for the End Dimension, Endermites lurk in the shadows of the tall, purple trees. As you walk through the corrupted-looking forest, you can find the acid rivers, purple water that when you get too close gives you a temporary poison effect. The water from this river can be scooped up in a glass bottle, making a potion of poison, which you can then turn into a splash bottle of poison. Along the banks of the acid rivers, you can also find end coal, which can be made into end torches, end lanterns, and end campfires, which set all hostile mobs on fire at a 5-block radius. That sounds very powerful. The new mob in the Endermite Forest is a corrupted Enderman, a new boss that can only be summoned in the Endermite Forest. To summon it, a player needs to make a T-shape using obsidian and place a dragon head in the center. To complete it, a player must create an Ender Fire charge with 1 Ender Coal and 1 Iron Nugget. This can be used to make End Fire. On the 2 sides next to the dragon head, the player must ignite the 2 obsidian blocks with an Ender Fire charge. This summons in the corrupted Enderman. This hostile creature has the appearance of Enderman, except the color of an Endermite, and it has black, dark eyes. It has 100 hearts of health and deals 5 hearts of damage. It can also summon in Endermites at its wish. Oh gosh, that sounds like a nightmare. Upon death, the corrupted Enderman will drop the eternal Ender Pearl, an Ender Pearl that has a durability. It can be enchanted with mending or unbreaking, but otherwise has 255 uses. The texture of the eternal Ender Pearl is an Ender Pearl, but purple. Whew, that had a lot in it. A lot of really great ideas there. The corrupted Enderman sounds like a terrible, terrible thing to fight, but I do like the eternal Ender Pearl. That sounds like an awesome idea. For originality, I give these ideas a 4 out of 5. For attention to detail, also a 4 out of 5. And for how well it fits into Minecraft, I give it a 4 out of 5. And this gives Ironlock an overall score of 12 points. On to Nightbane, they only have one idea, and it comes in from Firestar, Miss Bean, and BattleTed77. And they write, a barren, rocky wasteland. There would be mountains of endstone with this new crystallized ore mixed in. The Endermen forced a creature called a miner to mine out these crystallized ores, and the Endermen placed them and hoarded them in tall, thin spires. These would be considered a Minecraft structure, and the ore is used to make a bunch of cool blocks as well as be the base for colored lighting. I would love colored lighting, so yes, points for that idea. Hidden deep beneath the spires, you can find a buried landmark, which the Endermen buried in case they would ever have to leave. This would always have a special chorus fruit variant used to take a miner to the overworld. The miner would take a pile of endstone and find the crystals inside renewably, though it would be a lot slower than if the end ores are there. It's just to make it renewable. The miners were created when a shulker left the end city. They wanted to escape being trapped by the magic of it, but instead ended up being trapped by the Enderman's magic. Oh, there's a little bit of lore there. When they left, they started needing food, so they tried a chorus fruit, but it transformed them into the miners and made them trapped by the Enderman until a player comes along to free them. Cool, so I wonder if we could feed one of these special chorus fruit things to a shulker to turn them into a miner. Interesting. For originality, I give this idea a 4 out of 5. For attention to detail, I give it a 5 out of 5. And for how well it fits into Minecraft, I give it a 3 out of 5. And so they have an overall score of 12. And that means the winner for this challenge is Ironlock. And so as the triumphant music begins to fade in, I will read the names of the team Ironlock. Obni, Hinbonk, Incredimike, Catcraft507, Jackie Boy, Lightning7210, Zacharia, John Son of Donut, and Bluefire. And as the triumphant music fades away, for the next challenge, I want you to update the dungeon structure. This is the structure that you find when you mine sometimes underground, and it's just basically a cubic box of cobblestone. You don't have to change the loot or the monsters. Just turn it from a cubic cobblestone room into a more interesting structure. Remember, the simplest idea is often the best idea, and you should be able to communicate your whole idea in 10 sentences or less. The ideas will be judged on originality, attention to detail, and how well it fits into the world of Minecraft. Each team can put forward more than one idea, but don't be shy to disagree with each other and come up with your own answers. However, I would really love to see the team members working together, and whoever has the best idea will win the Dragon's Egg, and we'll have a full team member shout out in the next episode. And if you want to take part in this challenge, you can either join a team on the Discord server, or you can email me with your ideas and tell me which team you would like to be on. The deadline for the ideas is April 7th, which is a Wednesday. Now let's dig into the main discussion of this episode. But first, here's a word from High Hopes about his own podcast. Check it out.
Hi, do you have issues knowing what's going on and keeping up with Bedrock and wondering what's going on with Java versus Bedrock? Or maybe you just have a hard time whenever you look something up. You find 1,000 different creators have made a video on a topic, but none of them are equally good. Maybe you don't know what communities you should be hanging out in. What Discords are there to help you learn about the technical side? The Beacon is here to be your guiding light to all of these questions and more. I'm High Hopes, host of The Beacon. Come say hi.
So first I want to really quick talk about the 2 snapshots that came out since the last actual episode. Well, first one is Minecraft Snapshot 20W10A, and this snapshot introduced the Lush Caves underground biome, which you could only experience if you loaded it in a single biome world, which I did, and let me tell you, the Lush Caves biome is awesome. It is so beautiful. It has such a, I want to say it's like a fairy feeling to it. It's very like a hidden world feeling to it, because it's relatively safe. I mean, you know how like the warped forest in the Nether is relatively safe compared to the rest of the biomes in the Nether, because I mean most of the mobs in the warped forest are Endermen, and you can easily avoid contact with them. But the Lush Caves feel the same way because they have their own lighting, and mobs really don't spawn as much in the Lush Caves because of this lighting. So when you're mining and when you're, you know, going through your adventures throughout the caves of Minecraft, the Lush Caves are going to be really a sanctuary. So this snapshot, you know, we in this snapshot we saw moss, which covers the floor and the ceilings. We saw spore blossoms, that are these flowers that drip particles. Very beautiful, very atmospheric. There were the drip leaf plants, azalea bushes with a flowering variant. There were the azalea trees, which I have thoughts on. And there were the glowberries and the cave vines, and those really are the star of the show as far as I'm concerned. The glowberries are just add so much beauty and atmosphere to these caves. But a real quick note on the azalea tree. Right now, as far as, you know, as of this recording anyway, there is no azalea wood. There is no azalea log variant. So when you find an azalea tree, it's going to be oak logs with azalea leaves. Now, I don't think that there's any reason to believe that that is the way it's going to be. It doesn't, there's nothing in Minecraft that, you know, that can, I'm trying to think of how to put this. Like, there's no other tree in Minecraft that is made up of 2 different kinds of trees. You know what I mean? Like, when you go to get an acacia tree, it's not like acacia wood with jungle leaves. Or when you go get a jungle tree, it's not spruce logs with oak leaves and they call it a jungle tree. So the azalea trees having oak logs and azalea leaves, that's inconsistent with Minecraft's design. So I fully believe that we will have an actual azalea log, an azalea wood type, and I'm very excited about that. I love when they add new wood types. I predict that it's going to be a very floral looking wood, so probably a pinkish or maybe even slightly purple hue. I'm going to imagine it's going to be very light, although it would be really cool if there was like a dark red that was more like the inside of a cedar tree or a pine tree. You know that there's like that dark red or dark pink core inside of some evergreen trees. It would be really cool to see if the azalea tree would be like that. If you have any ideas of what the azalea tree should look like, send me a message and let me know. So those are my thoughts